Social works, 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 yeah, S works, everyone put it in their hands. You know it's a vibe, they're waiting in line to get up and flood up the stands. Yeah, we in this together, we feeling like fam, it's all about peace, so pull up with friends. You better come through with you and your crew, cause everybody going in. S works, so we keep it lit. You can see how we move the city from the west side to the east. Ooh, you can feel how we leave through. It's all about the youth. Change the world through the tunes. Make the world to a better place. And S works what we do.
Social works, social works, social works, social, social works, social works, social works, social works. Keep my family out the dirt. This organization, we stopping no Satan and open mic, we call it SWorks. Action on Taylor, the killer verses. I do on my family, my city hurt. They killing our babies, this war going crazy. I pray for my city to reimburse. Running schools for the kiddies. We the city, yeah, we litty. All I know is it's work. With the heart, keep it busy. Know the life can be tricky, but please just let me finish. Let me just be a witness. S-Works handle business.
Social works, social works, social works, social works, social works, social works.
Ready or not, here we come. South side, west side, east side, north side. Up on the run, we ain't for the none. We came in the party, we here for the fun. Celebrate life, the party we young. Sky is the limit, we looking above. We up in the sun, no matter what, we stay on the run. Ha, S work, do your thing. S work, keep it lit. Bullseye, keep your aim. Yeah, we up on the jib. North side, that's the way. Ready or not, here we come. S work, keep the energy. Look, yeah, we never unplug. S work, show some love.
Social works, social works, social works, social works, social works, social works. Social works, social works, social works, social works, social works, social works, social works. Yeah, S works, everyone put it in their hands. You know it's a vibe, they're waiting in line to get up and flood up the stands. Yeah, we in this together, we feeling like fam, it's all about peace, so pull up with friends. You better come through with you and your crew, cause everybody going in. S works, so we keep it lit. You can see how we move the city from the west side to the east. Ooh, you can feel how we leave through. It's all about the youth. Change the world through the tunes. Make the world to a better place. And S works what we do.
Social works, social works, social works, social, social works, social works, social works, social works. Keep my family out the dirt. This organization, we stopping no Satan and open mic, we call it SWorks. Action on Taylor, the killer verses. I do on my family, my city hurt. They killing our babies, this war going crazy. I pray for my city to reimburse. Running schools for the kiddies. We the city, yeah, we litty. All I know is it's work. With the heart, keep it busy. Know the life can be tricky, but please just let me finish. Let me just be a witness. S-Works handle business.
Social works, social works, social works, social works, social works, social works.
Ready or not, here we come. South side, west side, east side, north side. Up on the run, we ain't for the none. We came in the party, we here for the fun. Celebrate life, the party we young. Sky is the limit, we looking above. We up in the sun, no matter what, we stay on the run. Ha, S work, do your thing. S work, keep it lit. Bullseye, keep your aim. Yeah, we up on the jib. North side, that's the way. Ready or not, here we come. S work, keep the energy. Look, yeah, we never unplug. S work, show some love.
Social works, social works, social works, social works, social works, social works. Social works, social works, social works, social works, social works, social works, social works. Yeah, S works. Everyone put it in their hands. You know it's a vibe. They're waiting in line to get up and flood up the stands. Yeah, we in this together. We feeling like fam. It's all about peace. So pull up with friends. You better come through with you and your crew, cause everybody going in. S works, so we keep it lit. You can see how we move the city from the west side to the east. Ooh, you can feel how we leave through. It's all about the youth. Change the world through the tunes. Make the world to a better place. Saying S works, what we do.
Social works, social works, social works, social works, social works. Social works. Keep my family out the dirt. This organization, we stopping no Satan and open, but we call it SWorks. Action until the killer verses. I do on my family, my city hurt. They killing our babies, this war going crazy. I pray for my city to reimburse. Private schools for the kiddies. We the city, yeah, we litty. All I know is it's work. Work hard, keep it busy. Know the life keep it tricky, but please just let me finish. Let me just be a witness. S works, handle business.
Social works, social works, social works, social works, social works, social works.
Ready or not, here we come. South side, west side, east side, north side. Up on the run, we ain't for the none. We came in the party, we here for the fun. Celebrate life, the party we young. Sky's the limit, we looking above. We up in the sun, no matter what, we stay on the run. Ha, S work, do your thing. S work, keep it lit. Bullseye, keep your aim. Yeah, we up on the jib. North side, that's the way. Ready or not, here we come. S work, keep the energy. Look, yeah, we never unplug. S work, show some love.
Social works, social works, social works, social works, social works, social works. Social works, social works, social works, social works, social works, social works, social works. Yeah, S works. Everyone put it in their hands. You know it's a vibe. They're waiting in line to get up and flood up the stands. Yeah, we in this together. We feeling like fam. It's all about peace. So pull up with friends. You better come through with you and your crew, cause everybody going in. S works, so we keep it lit. You can see how we move the city from the west side to the east. Ooh, you can feel how we leave through. It's all about the youth. Change the world through the tunes. Make the world to a better place. Saying S works, what we do.
Social works, social works, social works, social.
SWorkshops are a series of online workshops featuring the many incredibly talented friends of SocialWorks. This series aims to inspire and educate, bringing local and national creatives live to your smartphone. They will be sharing and teaching specific aspects of their craft. A wide variety of professions, interests, and hobbies are represented within our curriculum. Did we mention it's a fundraiser too? The stay-at-home notice has students wondering what's to come. For some, graduation and prom will both be canceled. This campaign will directly fundraise a celebration event for those students within the Chicagoland area. Once it's safe, of course. Tune in to any of our socials for one or all of the SWorkshops. You can find the full schedule of programming at SOCIALWORKSHOPS.org or on our Instagram. Classes start Monday, April 13th. We'll see you there.
Hello, how are you guys doing? My name is Karimah Westbrook. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I was very excited when this opportunity came about because I think it's important to give back and to help people as much as you can, especially those in need. I chose this particular topic. I used to do seminars years ago for artists, actors primarily. As you guys know, I'm an actress. You may know me from the CW hit series All American. I played Grace James, but my career, I've been pursuing acting for over 20 years, and I've learned a lot on my journey. And I know that a lot of you guys have dreams and aspirations as well. So I thought it was a great idea to share what I've learned in hopes that it could give you a different perspective or just inspire you to pursue your dreams with all your heart, because I believe that all things are possible for those who believe. So I'll start. I know I said that I'm an actress, but I just want to tell you a little bit about my career. I'm originally from Chicago. Hey, Chi-Town. Loving what Chance the Rapper is doing. And I thought it was great to have that, Chicago connection as well. I've been living in LA for about 20 years now. I moved out here very young, very ambitious, very goal-oriented, but it has been a journey. And a lot of things that I learned, I wished I had some sort of mentor or someone to give me advice and offer me perspective, not just in pursuing acting, but just in life in general. A lot of these things we just learn by living. So I want to share some of the things that in hindsight and just the revelations that I've gained, and hope that it could help you on your journey. So how I started in Chicago, I was doing lots of independent films. I've done some theater. I decided to pursue acting professionally. I think I was probably around 19 or 20. As a teen, I didn't really even know that, or as a kid, because I always loved doing it. But I would entertain my family, but I never made the connection that I could do it like for real, like in real life. People that I looked up to were like Whoopi Goldberg. I loved all her movies, Jumpin' Jack Flash, Burglar, The Color Purple. So I was totally obsessed with her. And, she looked like me, and I felt she looked like me. And I was very inspired by her. So it was in high school that I decided that I wanted to pursue it as a career, when I learned that I actually could pursue it as a career. So I did a lot of independent films, some plays in Chicago, and then I got my first break in a studio film that came to Chicago called Save the Last Dance. At the time, I didn't have an agent. I knew actors around town who had representation, and I found out when the auditions were taking place, and I just showed up. I basically just crashed the audition, like, let me audition. And thankfully, Claire Simon, casting director in Chicago, let me audition for it. And I ended up booking the role in the film. I didn't book the role that I auditioned for, but after meeting with the director, Thomas Carter, they ended up giving me another role. And from that, I was able to earn enough money where I was able to officially move to LA. So I just want to show you guys what the role was. If you may have seen this movie a million times and didn't know that it was me. So I put this clip together for you so you guys can see exactly what it was.
Damn, nigga, she all up in your nut. Uh-huh. Up in your nut and cracking it. What's she doing? Two-step? What is up with this thing? Seems like it let anybody in. And they started with you. I'm Nikki. Melissa, Jasmine. You know Ziggy, right? Marsha?
So that was my one line that I actually got my SAG card. And the SAG card, if you guys aren't familiar with, that's like the union, the Screen Actors Guild. They have a membership. It's our union that pretty much protects actors and look after actors on sets and make sure the conditions are good and that we're being paid well, or we're being paid. And that was it. That I earned enough money to move to LA after that. But before that even happened, I became very serious about what it is that I wanted to do. And this is a part of me wanting to share all of this with you guys, because I could see the difference when I wasn't focused versus when I was focused. So I've always been very goal oriented. So before I moved to LA, I would write out my goals of what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to work in television and film. And there was a bunch of shows that was on at the time, like Moesha, Soul Food, all these shows. And I used to literally write the casting directors. I didn't know if it was right or wrong. I was just thinking out of the box and doing a lot of things. I was just following my instincts. And what's interesting is I ended up working on Moesha when I got to LA. So I was very goal oriented. I wrote out my goals. I really planned as much as I could because I didn't know. That's not true. I knew 2 people who lived in LA, but I didn't know anyone else really. They were pursuing acting. They had just kind of moved to LA as well. I used to call production companies and ask about projects. One particular project was Soul Food. And I remember I called and there was a receptionist and I was asking him about how could I be on the show. And, interesting enough, we became friends. And when I came to LA, he helped me find a place. It was very divine. Another thing that I've always done is I'm a praying woman. Not to make this a religious thing, but my base has been, I was born and raised as a Christian, and my faith was very strong. And I knew that I wanted to get out of Chicago. No shade to Chicago, but I had some experiences that really made me want to experience something different. Chicago has more of an industry now than it did 20 years ago. So also I knew that there was more opportunities in LA. So I wrote out my goals. And what's interesting, what I found is when you write out your goals, you move forward the best way you know how, you stay in prayer, things start to come together. Now, I don't believe in coincidences, but I believe that you're being guided, you're being led, and the people that need to be in your life to help you get to that next step will appear as long as you take the first step. So that was kind of my experience, even with booking Save the Last Dance. I was, like I said, I wrote out my goals. I was doing a bunch of independent films. I was doing some chilling circuit theater, and but then Save the Last Dance appeared. And then the guy from Soul Food, the receptionist that worked at Edmonds Entertainment, appeared. And all these different elements start to come together. I made enough money. So it was like, I wrote out the goals and then things started to come together to help me achieve those goals, as long as I was very clear on what they were. So many, many, many years later, I've accumulated a body of work working in television and film. And again, the journey has not been hard, but it hasn't been easy. I don't like to tell people that it's hard. I just like to tell people that it's a process. So I want you guys to see from where I started with Save the Last Dance to where I'm at. I put some clips together of the variety of characters that I've played over the years, just so you can see that all things are possible. I was a girl from Chicago with big dreams, and I believed in myself. I believed that it was possible. And I want you guys to take a look at what I was able to achieve.
I can explain.
You don't have to. Coach Baker already explained everything.
How you doing, Spencer?
How could you not tell me, Spencer?
Mom.
Don't mom me right now. May I ask you a question?
I think you'll find the prices much better elsewhere.
I imagine that's true.
Bring forth the phone.
Jesus!
What the hell is going on, TJ?
I done told you about...
Let's go. We done here.
大家好，真高兴能见到你们。
That Chinese girl has some serious tan.
你是中国人？不，我在大学里学过中文。
Hello?
Hey, Jeannie's Mel.
Who?
Melvin, Bill's friend.
Oh, yeah. What do you want?
Girl, you win. How about a date?
So you asking me out?
Yeah, why the fuck not?
Diapers full. She ain't bothered by it. I'm bothered by it. It bothers you, you change it. There are some people who think you don't deserve the same privileges just because of what you look like. It's not fair. It's not. Where is he? Where's my baby?
They say we're waiting on an update. He's with the doctors now. He's okay.
I just came to take a shower. That's the wrong answer. Maybe I should explain. Or maybe I should go. Or maybe I don't know what to do. Hakeem!
Where you going?
Home.
You know that if you leave now, you may never get another chance to get clean.
Who says I want to get clean?
Kara, this stuff is gonna kill you.
Say my name like you know me.
I do know you. I know that you cry alone at home at night.
He knew all the records. He knew Bill Cosby, Eddie Pryor. I mean, that's not Eddie Pryor. Eddie Murphy, Richard Pryor, Bill Cosby.
She hadn't spoken to the family for years.
Any idea why?
Her and Grandma fought about something. Robert Jefferson Franklin.
Delilah, tonight is serious business.
Oh, nights are always serious for you, Robert Jefferson.
He stuck around for a few minutes. He took off. Wasn't nothing he can do. A couple minutes later, I hear a fight in the alley, and it's him again.
You can put that in Andy's room, and that goes in the living room. Thank you.
Hey, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you guys could hear that. I couldn't hear any sound. Hopefully the sound was there. I couldn't hear any, but so that is some of the work that I've done since I've been in LA, and I'm very thankful for every opportunity that I've gotten. So I used to do these seminars, connect the mind, heart, spirit, and drive to fulfill your dreams, because I feel like all of those elements played a part in dream fulfillment. And one of the questions, the first question that I start with, or what I would ask myself, is what am I, right? Speaking from a spiritual perspective, right? that we're spiritual beings. Like I said, I was born and raised as a Christian. So somebody's at my door. I was born and raised as a Christian. So I've always believed that I was created in the image and likeness of God. It's even stated in Genesis in the Bible. But what does that really mean? And how do we really perceive that? What does that mean to us? So I felt it was important to start there, because it's like, when I was looking at scripture, it says, somebody's at my door. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was in the beginning with God. All things were made through him, and without him, nothing was made. That's John chapter 1, 1-3, right? So when we look at us being spiritual beings, being created in the image and likeness of God, and we look at the capabilities of the Creator, the ones whose image that we're created in. I'm sorry, I'm totally thrown off. Somebody rang my doorbell. I think it was UPS, so excuse me. So in Genesis chapter 1, 1-3, it says, in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. The earth was without form and void, and the darkness was deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the face of the water. And God said, let there be light, and there will be light. So I look at everything literally, right? So I said to myself, okay, so God spoke these things into existence. We've all heard of the power of your word. And I think a lot of times we can forget that there is power in our words. So going back to the beginning, the reason why I felt it was important to start there as far as our foundation. First of all, having a foundation. Everyone is not a Christian. Everyone has different beliefs. But I do believe, despite what you do believe, that we are spiritual beings, and that that means a lot. I feel like, there's certain sciences that have research. There's certain religions that has revealed the power of that and what that means. So for me, as a late teen, I had these goals, I had these dreams. I understood that I was a spiritual being. I have faith in God, and I believe that, faith without works was dead. So I set out my plan. I didn't know if it was going to go in the way that I wrote it out, but I knew I wanted to move to LA. I knew I wanted to work in television and film. I knew that I wanted to be able to support myself. And I wrote down all of these things. And as I said before, as I began to take the first steps into moving in that direction the best way I knew how, things began to show up. People, jobs, tips on different jobs, different things I could do. Belief also is the determining factor, because if you don't believe that it's possible, how are you going to empower your spirit to move forward to go after the things that you say that you want? This is not just with acting. This is with any particular thing that you may desire. It all starts within. So I feel that it's very important for you to believe that it's possible. That is a huge component into things manifesting into your life, whether it's a goal, whether if it's a job, whether if it's a friendship, whatever it may be. I think that your beliefs around it plays a part in things happening or not happening. And I do feel like there is a spiritual connection to that. There is the fact that we're spiritual beings. I haven't completely figured it out, but I do feel like there's something about us being spiritual beings that, in conjunction with our minds and our hearts, there's something very powerful that takes place when we connect those two. And it's either if you believe in something good or if you believe in something bad. It's almost like there is no meter of saying, well, I'm concentrating and thinking negative that it's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. But if I think really hard about something good happening or me wanting to pursue my dreams, that's going to happen. It's the same energy. You just putting it, whether if you're praying for something really good to happen, or if you're thinking really hard about something negative happening or not, or something not happening, you're putting the same energy. Your spirit is still very much involved in believing it. So belief definitely plays a huge component to it all. So I think that you really have to believe, and if you don't, I think that it's helpful to analyze why you don't believe. One of the things I like to say to people, or from workshops in the past, is like, if it happened for me, it can happen for you. If it happened for this doctor, it can happen for you. If this person could become a doctor, you could become a doctor. If this person could become whatever, you can become it too. Now, true, everyone's path is different. The process, everyone's road and journey is different. But I definitely believe that if it could happen for someone else, it could happen for me. And I definitely believe that for you as well. So a lot of times, when we can become products of our environments. And a lot of times we might not see it immediately. We might not see it in our family. We may not see it in our neighborhoods. But I would like to encourage you to even look beyond that. Even if you see someone on TV, or if you read about them, or if you see someone on who does a YouTube video who's working in that profession, know in your heart that if it happened for them, that it can happen for you as well. As spiritual beings, we all are created with the same source. Now, everyone's experience has created different beings, so we all walk around with different personalities, but ultimately, we're all spiritual beings, and with that comes, I think, a great power and a great responsibility. So believing yourself is one is a huge component into it. I know I'm trying to zip through a lot of this. Also, a big thing is the company you keep. Just like as a child, right? We're all sponges, and we're constantly absorbing things that influence us. So it was very helpful for me to absorb myself within my craft. I surrounded myself with actors. Not saying you have to surround yourself with actors or doctors, whoever work in your field, but it helps to shape the reality of what it is that you're trying to do. I feel that you're in this mode of becoming something. And the more you absorb, surround yourself with things that reflect that, it helps within the shaping of it. So the company you keep also revolves around negativity or negative things. There's so many different things that influence you. So if someone is telling you, you can't do this, you can't do that, that's food, right? That's like, again, back to the power of the word. So someone could say something to you very negative and say, you're never going to be this, you're never going to do that, right? And that might live with you forever. You might end up literally just not pursuing the thing because someone told you that it could never happen for you. And again, that's just a testament to the power of the word. So being mindful of how music, people, circumstances, all of these different things influences us. And a lot of it some of the things we have a lot of control of, as far as the company that we keep and the things that we decide to take in. The things that we decide to feed our spirits, because ultimately what you're reading, what you're watching, what you're listening to, all these different elements are basically, they're feeding your spirit. So why not feed your spirit something that's going to make you feel good, something that's going to help you believe in what it is that you're trying to do. All those things play a very a huge part in creating the reality that you are seeking. Again, it could be just researching what it is that you are pursuing. If you want to be a doctor, I don't know why I keep saying doctor, maybe because it's a COVID-19 and everything on the news, like the doctor said this. But if you want to be a doctor, absorb yourself with, information of what that's going to take and what kind of doctor do you want to be. We play a huge part in creation. I do feel that we're co-creators in life. And oftentimes that statement is confusing because we do experience hardships. And a lot of times you can feel like, well, I've been believing, I've been doing all this, I've been doing this and all this and that, and nothing is happening. But I would like to remind you, like, even on my journey, right? So when I first moved to LA, born and raised a Christian, living righteously, so I thought. And things weren't really happening, like I thought they should, right? So I would go out on auditions. I wouldn't book a job. I wouldn't book multiple jobs. And literally I would have like the biggest pity party. I was winning Oscars back in year 2000, like I wouldn't book a role. I would be in the living room like, oh my God, Lord, just all of this, right? Just drama queen. And what I didn't realize is that, revelations many years later is that, your beliefs is what you believe. How you live is who you are and your character. Things are going to happen when it's time to happen. If it doesn't happen as fast as you want it to happen, it does not mean that it's not going to happen. One of the things that I do try to remind artists, as I have gotten this revelation myself, is that you can be so focused on achieving the goal that you forgot you got life lessons to learn. You still have a lot of growing to do as an individual. So you are going to have hardships. You are going to have situations that make you feel uncomfortable, but all of those things are relative to your development as a person. So back then at the time, when I was having hardships, at one point I lost my car, I lost my home, and I couldn't really I kind of wanted to have a pity party about that, but also I knew the role that I played in all of that. And that's another thing. Taking responsibility is not always the devil or someone against you. It's about the actions that we take and, not preparing, not saving, a lot of different things. But the biggest thing out of all of that I wanted to say is just remember that on your journey, it may get uncomfortable, but that does not mean that you aren't moving forward, especially if you've written out your goals, you're moving forward the best way you know how, you're asking questions. I used to write people letters in my profession that I wanted to work with. I used to write casting directors. I did everything I could. I used to send my headshots out. I was just thinking out of the box. I didn't have any restrictions for myself. Appointments was not working. Things got challenging. And in my lack of understanding, I thought it meant I did something wrong. I'm like, I'm out here living righteously. I'm doing all this. I'm doing all that. Why aren't I doing this? And, I had a lot of growing to do. I had to learn how to be responsible financially. And there's a molding that's taking place within you to be able to receive the thing that you're going after. So be gentle on your journey with yourself, even through your hardships, and trust and remember that there is a molding that's taking place within you, preparing you to receive the thing that you say that you want. So that was a very, very big revelation for me. And now when I go through stuff, a lot of times I can see how I played a part in it. And then other times, if it's other people involved, you can't control other people's actions. You just gotta, find the lesson in everything and not let it bog you down and make you believe, oh, that must mean that I'm not meant to do this, or it's not possible. How you deal with the situation reveals who you are. So who are you, in these situations? Is it enough to make you want to give up? Or can you trust and believe and keep pushing forward, knowing that the tides will change and things will come to light? So remembering the power of your words, speaking life. Like I said, when someone speaks something negative to you, sometimes that stays with people to the point where they don't even pursue their dreams anymore. So words are alive, words live. So start speaking positivity over your life, affirming that the things that it is that you do want, you will achieve. And you might not know how that's going to pan out, but trust and believe that it will. Also, the power of your mind. It's all connected. How you think, what you feed yourself, what you believe, it all plays a part in creation. It's played a part in creation for me. I feel like I hung in there. I kept with it. I studied my craft. And I believed. I mean, a lot of times I would want to give up, like almost like I'm, threatening God or something, like, if this don't happen. I mean, you guys, it was crazy in my younger days. But thankfully, I have grown and matured, and definitely have gained understanding. And so I know that it's all relative. It doesn't mean no all the time when things aren't happening when you want it to happen. It's a molding that's taking place within you that, you still need to experience other aspects of life. Everything isn't just career. You need to be prepared. You're being prepared to become a young man, a young woman, a mother, a father, an upstanding person. There's so many different elements to you as a person that is developing on your journey of pursuing your dream. So don't forget that. And those things, and how those things happen may not feel comfortable, but it's stretching you and it's molding you and it's positioning you for the next level of yourself, and also positioning you to receive the things that you say that you want. So don't give up. Hold on to your dream, please. So stay in focus. Okay, I got 20 minutes because I'm going to answer some questions, so I gotta hurry up. I got like a lot of stuff, but I'm gonna try to get to it. Stay in focus. Stay focused. Persistence. Knowing that fear is going back to the mind. A lot of times you got to be your own therapist and like psychoanalyze your own self. Like, why am I afraid? What am I afraid of? And again, going back to the whole thing, if it happened for this person, it could definitely happen for you. I mean, that could be my go-to, and trusting and knowing that everybody's journey will be different, but it's definitely possible. All right, got to get going. Okay, so power prayer, really quick, some examples. I used to pray all the time, and really interesting things would happen with strangers would, connect me with somebody, or, somebody would connect me with somebody, or somebody. I remember a casting director called me in and was like, I don't know why, I just called you in. I used to mail out postcards, and I sent a postcard. I think I had booked the show City of Angels, announcing that, and she was like, I don't know. She held up the postcard. She said, I don't know. I just something. So it's just like prayer is other people. So we're all vessels, right? This is my belief. We're all vessels, and we're all always answering other people's prayers, whether we know it or not. I feel like God works through us. That is my belief. So I feel like prayer is a powerful tool because you're activating certain things, emotion through prayer. That's connected to your word, that's connected to your spirit, and that is also connected to your belief. So, and this has been my experience. And like I said, a lot of times when things have become very chaotic in my life, I can see where I played a part in it. And a lot of times things happen because life is still going to happen outside of whatever it is I'm pursuing, whether it makes me comfortable or not. But I just have to have that understanding. And it's not that it's not something that's always against you. It's just life. And it also offers you an opportunity to see who you are in those circumstances. So life is always offering you an opportunity to grow, through people, through circumstances. And I just want everybody to trust and believe that your dreams are possible. and you are a co-creator. I feel like there are things that you can definitely do to play a part in moving forward to achieving your dream. And regardless of how bumpy it may feel, regardless of how tired you may get, at the end of the day, you have to also, the heart, understand what brought you here in the first place. Why are you pursuing this thing? Why is it that you want to do it? Because it's in those moments where when you understand that, when you get tired, when you feel like you don't want to do it anymore, you go back to that. Why am I doing this? And that's going to keep you going. And then also realize how real the desire is, because if it isn't based on anything strong enough to keep you in the game, then maybe it's not something that you really, really want to do. Maybe you're just infatuated by it for a hot minute. So knowing why you want to do it is also a very important question for you to ask yourself, because the answer to that is going to be the thing that carries you through when things get hard. But you got to trust and believe that life is for you. God is for you. Your dream is definitely possible. Everyone's path is different. Nobody said it was going to be easy, and ain't nobody saying it's going to be hard. It's a matter of your perspective as you navigate through what feels uncomfortable, those moments of being up and those moments of being down. So I don't have a lot of time left. I've been yapping. So I'm going to answer some questions. I have so much more. I'm going to have to do something else, but I hope that this has been helpful. I thank you so much for tuning in. If you have questions, please do send them in now through Slido. I believe that is the app, or through Instagram. And SWorks is going to get your questions, and they're going to post them, and I am going to answer them before we run out of time. Okay, let me see if we have anything here. Okay. Okay. I was looking at these questions. All right. So what's some advice for an individual fighting with time? Many times we accomplish things, then immediately respond with, okay, what's next? Well, I don't know exactly what you mean with fighting with time. Like, you don't have enough time. If you feel like you don't have enough time, then I think so a lot of times we compile these lists of these things that we want to do. And that's great. But at a certain point, we have to start prioritizing these things and completing them. Because it's like is the what's next, like, are you completing those things? Or is it like, okay, I did a little bit, I'm moving on to the next thing. So I think it's totally fine if you're like completing things and you're on to the next thing. But if it's like a little bit here, a little bit there, you kind of like scatter, then you want to make sure, I think that, at least for myself, I feel like I've done that in the past where it's like I had all these things that I wanted to do, but I had to prioritize. I mean, I wrote them all down and I put like the things that were like top priority or what was most important to me. I would put A's, like A's by them, like these are all A's. So this year or this month or this week, I'm going to focus on all A's, because B's, doing this, doing that, they're not as important. So if it's just a matter of prioritizing your time or your task, if you have a lot of things that you're trying to do, I think what would help is putting them in categories as far as like what's important. And if it's a matter of you actually accomplishing the things that you have on your list and you're like, what's next? I don't see anything wrong with that. But if you feel like you don't have enough time, again, going back to prioritizing like what's important and maybe it's about giving things like later deadlines, you know, because if you have a lot of stuff and you're doing it, you're like, okay, what I gotta do now? You know, make sure you have time, have some me time in there, because it'll get done, you know, but you don't want to like burn yourself out in a process or feel like you get so turned off by the situation because it's just too much, you know. So try to, you know, if you can, try to balance it out and just put the things that are a priority to you first, and then everything else second. Priorities are the A's and B's, and then there's the B's, and then there's the C's, and then there's the D's. A lot of times the D's be up there with the A's, and it's like, you know, do I really have to, you know, whatever, you know, and this is not even high priority. I have all these things on A's and I'm doing D's, and I feel like I'm just so consumed with all these little things, but you know, you're doing D's where, you know, you don't really need to be doing the D category right now, you know? So I hope that answered the question. I wasn't really for sure exactly what you were asking, but those are some of the time management things that I've learned, was just like to categorize and with A, B, C, and D, because I was seeing that I was doing D's, you know, like they were A's, but they, you know, they weren't. They were just like time consuming, you know, made me feel like I had a bunch more stuff to actually get done where they really weren't priorities. So I hope that was helpful. Let's see. Okay. How do you stay motivated in a traumatic, negative environment? Well, I'm sorry if that is your experience. A lot of times I feel like you have to create your own bubble. You know, a lot of times I guess you're in situations where it is quite negative and you feel like there's nothing that you can do, because rather if it's somebody that you live with, if you can't move to another situation or get out of the situation, if you're like a child and, you know, it's a home situation, I feel like it's good to maybe talk to someone that you trust about how you feel, your experiences, so you'll have somewhere to kind of release that. And then within the environment, try to avoid the situation that's bringing about negativity or trauma as much as you can. And if you do feel like your life is in danger, then I would definitely call the authorities to get some sort of support if you feel like you are in danger, because the one thing that we want you to do is to be safe. But sometimes, you know, we are in situations where we're around negativity, but we have the ability to protect our minds as much as we can, and that you can't hold two thoughts at once. So if you could start taking your attention elsewhere, if some negativity is trying to get at you here, if it's a matter of you absorbing, if you can't go anywhere, if it's a matter of you focusing your thoughts on something that you're reading, or something that you're watching, something that would take your mind away from focusing on the negativity, if there's nothing that you could physically do. Again, if you do feel like your life is in danger, I fully support you seeking outside resources to help you put you in a safer position. But outside of that, remember that you can't hold two thoughts at once. I know we get a lot of thoughts and it seems like we're actually holding 1,000 at once, but really you only can hold one. If you can remember that, only hold one thought. You can't hold two thoughts at once. So if something is coming at you this way, change your focus. And this is like a manual application to shifting your attention and changing your focus. So what's bothering you no longer has a space. You're filling your brain up with something else. So what the other thing is giving you, it just doesn't have room because your brain is somewhere else. So even if it, like I said, if it's like a manual application of like, I'm trying to focus on this other thing so I don't focus on that. That could just be a tool to help you through. Again, I do pray that you are in a safe situation. But if you can get away from what's causing or what's giving that, do. But if you can't, you can still create that within your own circle. Even if it's like, if you're at home, you can go in another room, you can go another place, you can escape. And through reading, something that just takes your mind away from that until things change. So I hope that that was helpful. Let's see. How do you differentiate between the people you need to let go of and the people you need to pour into? People you need to let go of. Well, I tend to, I'm interesting when it comes to these things. I know that everyone has different awareness, different life experiences. We all have had experiences to create the person we are today. So either you can sympathize with that, or you could be like, I ain't got time for that. So it just depends on the type of person that you want to be. I think a very healthy situation is you want to have situations that pour into you just as much as you pour into them. You want things to be reciprocated. Healthy forms of close relationships, I think that, but follow your heart. Follow your heart. Also, have discernment, because if someone is dangerous or hurtful, I don't know if this is like one answer to this, or one exact answer, because every situation will be different. Because you might see somebody and understand their story, understand the pain that they've been in, and so you could have empathy for them, and you can love on them, their family or whatever. You can love on them or whatever. But also you want to make sure you take care of yourself too. So is nice to be nice. Is nice to be nice to yourself as well, And I think that if you feel moved to pour into people, do it. Because again, as I said before, I think that God uses people. I feel like we're all vessels. So you may get inspired to say something to someone that is actually going to inspire them to do something different or feel better or just have a whole new outtake on life. And you were the messenger, you were the vessel for that. So if you move to do certain things, I say do it. But I also feel like at the same time, don't be a doormat. And I also feel like you kind of want to, because a lot of times some situations could be very one-sided. So you also want to understand why you're pouring into situations. Do you genuinely feel like you want to do it? Is it based off of anything else? Do you want to, let's see, for me, I would say, I've been in therapy for a long time, and I had a people pleasing thing. And it still kind of comes up every now and then because I was trying to fulfill these voids from like childhood, through other people. But then I realized that I was doing all these things. And at first I thought it was very real. It was natural. It was for me or whatever. And then I realized it was childhood stuff. And then I realized a lot of situations that I was doing that in, no one was pouring into me. So I was giving and doing all these things for other people. And when I really woke up to the situation, it wasn't being done in return. So you have to really also examine, how do you want to use your energy? How do you, like I said, I don't think it's one answer. The root of it is why you're doing it. Do you feel moved from your heart to do it? Go for it. Because like I said, I do feel like we're vessels. Is it about something else? Examine that. If someone is not giving you the same, then you have to ask yourself, there's a series of questions. Why are you continuing to pour into that person? Does it make you feel a certain way that you don't get it in return? Do you feel like you're helping them? I mean, again, I don't think there's one right correct answer to this, but I think the most important thing is to make sure you're taking care of yourself, and at the same time, and it is nice to be nice. It is definitely nice to be nice to yourself as well. So, but remember to be nice to yourself as well. And a lot of times that means not pouring into situations that aren't necessarily reciprocating or healthy for you. And so I hope that was helpful. Let's see. Is that it? That's not it, is it? What's your favorite scripture that reminds you to trust God during your journey as an artist? Okay. Oh, I think I'm running out of time, but okay. So this was, what's your favorite scripture that reminds you to trust God during your journey as an artist? Oh my God. This is so bad. Like, I feel like I need to break open my Bible to like find a scripture specifically, because even though I'm a Christian, I don't like know a bunch of scriptures by heart. So I don't know. Don't stone me or nothing like that. I've studied a lot of different things, so my understanding is vast as far as philosophies and beliefs. So I don't know. Scripture off the top of my head. I feel bad. God created man in his own. That's because it's like right here. So that wouldn't even be fair. I'm gonna put it in my IG. I'm gonna post it because right now I don't know one off the top of my head, but I do go back and I do read.
20 seconds.
I do go back and I do read scripture and stuff like that to obtain, to build my faith, because sometimes it does get weak. But I don't know one off the top of my head. But thank you guys for tuning in once again. I was going to say something about, I want you guys to remember too, so SWorks, Social Works, this is also, not only are they providing this wonderful opportunity for people in the community, this is also a part of a fundraising effort to give all the graduates, once this whole COVID-19 situation is done, to give them an opportunity to come together and to celebrate. So if you are interested in being a part of that, to giving into these young kids' life, please feel free to text Social Works at 797979. Thank you again for watching. I hope that this was helpful for you. God bless you, and congratulations to all the graduates this season. It's not over. It's not over. You're just getting started.
Works, social, works, social, works. Social, works. Keep my family out the dirt. This organization, we stopping no Satan and open, but we call it SWorks. Action on Taylor, the killer verse. I do on my family, my city hurt. They killing our babies, this war going crazy. I pray for my city to reimburse. Private schools for the kids. We the city and we litty. All I know is it's work. With the heart, keep it busy. Know the life keep it tricky, but please just let me finish. Let me just be a witness. SWorks handle business.
Social works, social works, social works, social works.
now, here we come. South side, west side, east side, north side. Up on the run, we ain't finna none. We came in the party, we in for the fun. Celebrate life, the party we young. Sky's the limit, we looking above. We up in the sun, no matter what, we stay on the run. Ha, S-Work, do your thing. S-Work, keep it lit. Bullseye, keep your aim. Yeah, we up on the jib. North side, that's the way. Ready or not, here we come. S-Work, keep the energy. Look, yeah, we never unplug. S-Work, show some love.
Social works, social works, social works, social works, social works, social works. Social works, social works, social works, social works, social works, social works, social works. Yeah, S works. Everyone put it in their hands. You know it's a vibe. They're waiting in line to get up and flood up the stands. Yeah, we in this together. We feeling like fam. It's all about peace. So pull up with friends. You better come through with you and your crew, cause everybody going in. S works, so we keep it lit. You can see how we move the city from the west side to the east. Ooh, you can feel it how we leave through. It's all about the youth. Change the world through the tunes. Make the world to a better place.